Good morning, and thank you for watching the May 1st City of Janesville COVID-19 Community Briefing. This briefing is provided Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:30 a.m. My name is Brian Schweigel, and I'm the Planning Section Chief for this operational period. We'll begin this morning with Rebecca Veium, Chief Executive Officer of the Boys and Girls Club of Janesville.
Good morning. My name is Rebecca Veium, the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of Janesville. I'd like to thank the City of Janesville for inviting me to be here today to discuss what our club is doing to respond during the crisis and our Respond and Rebuild campaign. While the situation around COVID-19 remains fluid, our mission remains the same: to serve the children in our community who need us the most, both during and after the crisis that's affecting us all now. We had to close our clubhouse doors on March 16th. However, we quickly responded to the crisis by implementing a virtual club. Our virtual club is available to all of our club members, and our first goal right away was to make sure that we were offering fun learning activities for our youth and keeping them connected with the staff that impact their lives every day. We know that the families at home are under a lot of stress right now, and we certainly did not want our program to add additional stress to the household. So our activities are fun learning activities for them that the youth could do with their family, or they could do independently, so that if parents are trying to work from home, they would have something that they could do during that time. Or if parents simply just needed a break, their children would have activities that they could participate in. Our curriculum is focusing on literacy, STEM, and healthy habits, including both physical and emotional well-being during this time. The other thing that we've done to ensure reducing the amount of stress that families are facing at home is we've recently adjusted our online platforms to using the platforms that the school district is using. So for our elementary age youth, we're using Seesaw, and for our sixth grades and up, we're using Google Classrooms. That way our families did not need to learn a new online platform, and we've had a lot of parents already express appreciation for that change. Last week, we put together garden kits for Earth Day and delivered them to all 75 of our club families. The kits included everything that they needed to plant vegetable container gardens at home. And we also included club to-go kits for all 102 of our youth in the program that had activities and all the materials for them to do things at home. And we also provided 5 days worth of snacks for youth whose parents signed up for snack. Now, we know that during these times, again, families are under a lot of stress, and we want to ensure that we're providing that connection to our kiddos during this time. 71% of our families, our youth, receive free and reduced lunch. 53% are in single family homes or single parent homes, and 48% are youth of color. Now, we know that the challenges that our kids face are only intensified during the crisis that we're all facing right now. We want to make sure every step of the way that our youth are feeling connected to our staff, they never feel alone, and they always have enrichment activities during this time. And it's going to take every single one of us to help rebuild our community and our club. And we invite you to help join our effort and support our youth through our Respond and Rebuild campaign that will allow us to do just that, continue to respond to the needs that they're facing right now and to rebuild our club and our community to be stronger than ever. You can make a donation through our website online at bgcjanesville.org. Again, that's bgcjanesville.org. No gift is too small. Every dollar that comes to the club is going to go directly to our youth to make an impact on their life. We know that when better days come, our club is uniquely positioned to help restore safety and learning loss that's taken effect during this time. And again, it's going to take each and every one of us to help rebuild our youth and our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca. Next, we'll review our incident objectives for the city's COVID-19 response. First, safeguard the community, including our residents, businesses, and visitors. Second, deter the spread of COVID-19 within our capabilities. Third, provide essential services to the community. And fourth, safeguard City of Janesville employees and preserve our city service power. We'll now hear from other members of the EOC leadership team, beginning with our Situation Unit Leader, Maggie Dar.
Thank you and good morning, everyone. I'm Maggie Dar, Situation Unit Leader for this event. Happy Friday, happy May Day. As of yesterday, Thursday, April 30th, the Wisconsin Department of Health Services reported that there are 6,854 confirmed positive cases of COVID-19 in the state of Wisconsin. There are 198 confirmed positive cases in Rock County, and there have been 6 deaths in Rock County. We continue to closely monitor our staffing levels to ensure we can continue to provide essential services to the community. We continue to closely monitor our levels of personal protective equipment, or PPE, and we have a team that's replenishing those supplies for our frontline workers as needed. One thing I want to note, and I talked about earlier this week, we've talked to all of our major grocers in town. There's been a lot of hype about a potential meat shortage throughout the country because suppliers shutting down. And our local grocers here do not have that concern locally. They report that we have a lot of suppliers, we have secondary, tertiary, et cetera, suppliers to provide meat to meet our the needs of our community. So I would encourage people to, at least locally, don't buy into that hype. Please don't panic buy meat. Please don't hoard meat, because that's really where we get into a problem. We continue to closely monitor our infrastructure, the weather, upcoming weather, and it looks like it's going to be a great weekend. We don't have any significant concerns at this time, but we're keeping in close contact with all of our partners, like the medical community, the schools, other governmental agencies, nonprofits like Rebecca here this morning, and more. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Maggie. Next is Economic Development Director Gail Price.
Good morning, Janesville. Economic Development Director Gail Price. The Economic Development Office continues to be a resource for the community, and we're working hard to chart a path forward now and post safer at home. You can link to the resources through the growjanesville.com website. There's the banner at the top, and then our various pages providing information regarding programs to assist businesses, and then we're also adding additional information for businesses to provide guidance as you reopen. Reminder that the Rock County Emergency Small Business Loan Fund is out there and available right now. That is an online portal, and you can link to that through the growjanesville.com website. That's available for businesses that have 20 or fewer employees and can demonstrate a revenue loss of at least 25%. Although the Paycheck Protection Program has had some negative media reflections, that has been replenished, and we certainly encourage people to apply for that program. The Federal Reserve Main Street Lending Program is also out there. Again, all these can be linked up through the growjanesville.com website. Reminder, stimulus money is being provided to all of our citizens, or most of our citizens. We want to encourage you to spend that locally. The more you spend that local, the further it goes through the economy. Again, the Economic Development Office is a resource. If you'd rather speak to somebody directly, 608-755-3059. Thank you and have a great weekend.
Thanks, Gail. Next is Public Information Officer Alan Luckett.
Good morning. If you're interested in receiving important information regarding the City of Janesville, please come to our city's website, which is ci.janesville.wi.us. From there, you can access our Facebook and Twitter accounts, as well as sign up for press releases, which is basically our website /email lists. For COVID-specific information, please visit our site. At the top of all the pages, basically, is a COVID-19 link. From there, you can get to our resources, which include now the Rock County Public Health Department. as well as our archive briefings, our frequently asked questions, CDC information, business recovery information, and much more. The City of Janesville also trusts government-sanctioned sites such as the CDC, Wisconsin Department of Health Services, FEMA, and others. So please come to our website to check out some of those resources. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact our community support hotline. It is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And that phone number is 608-373-6027. Please share this information with your family, friends, community groups, social networks, and anyone else that can benefit. And always encourage social media users to use our friendly hashtag #OnePositiveThing and hashtag Janesville Strong. Thank you.
Thanks, Alan. Next is Finance and Administration Section Chief Tara Semenchuk.
Good morning, Tara Semenchuk, Finance and Administration Section Chief for today's operational period. The EOC Finance and Admin section is documenting all personnel and operating expenses related to the city's COVID-19 pandemic response for potential reimbursement from the Federal Emergency Management Agency Public Assistance Program. The FEMA program reimburses 75% of eligible assistance expenses, while the state has agreed to reimburse 12.5% of eligible assistance expenses. The EOC response team has logged 5,640 hours to date. We have captured expenditures of $915,856.41. Thank you.
Thank you, Tara. Next is our Safety Officer, Battalion Chief Ryan Murphy.
Good morning, Ryan Murphy, Safety Officer. We want to continue to emphasize washing your hands often with soap and water, especially after you've been in a public place. If soap and water are not readily available, use a hand sanitizer that contains at least 60% alcohol. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth with unwashed hands. We should avoid close contact with people who are sick and create space between each other, at least 6 feet between one another outside the home. Formulate a plan if someone in your household becomes sick. If you choose to wear a fabric, non-standard mask, or any other mask in public, continue to maintain 6-foot distancing. CDC recommends wearing cloth face coverings in public settings where other social distancing measures are difficult to maintain, like a grocery store. CDC additionally is advising the use of simple cloth face coverings to slow the spread of the virus and help people who may have the virus and do not know it from transmitting it to others. Wash cloth masks regularly after use. Workspaces and residences should be thoroughly cleaned daily with EPA-approved cleansers. High-touch surfaces should be cleaned at a higher frequency. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. Next is Incident Commander, Fire Chief Rhodes.
Hi, good morning. Happy Friday, Janesville. Our current operation, we are in an enhanced watch. We're watching for any hotspots that may occur in our community or any gaps in our services that the virus may cause. As the incident commander, my biggest concern right now today is you, and it is people that are at home, and I'm hearing safe at home fatigue. I can just tell you this definitely is not the end of the world. Remember, our critical infrastructure is in place. Our lights are working, our streets are safe, our water is flowing, our toilets are flushing, and we have food in our stores. Is it a huge inconvenience to stay at home? Oh, it sure is. But there's so many good resources for us to take advantage of. You can go to the City of Janesville website and click on the green ribbon up top, and we have some really good information for how to cope with stress. Another great website is the Wisconsin Department of Health, and go to that website and then click on Resilient Wisconsin, and you can read about healthy coping, signs and symptoms of stress and anxiety, because they're there, right? We're all out of our norm, and even I have the stress and anxiety too. So I've used the tools that are on those websites to reflect. I'm like, oh yeah, this is where we are, and really, other than me being out of my norm and my routine, things are pretty good for me right now. So I'm probably getting wrapped around the stress of it's a new change. My children are at home and I've got to help them with schoolwork. So is it easy? No, it's not easy, but there are so many opportunities online that you can learn how to adapt and tips for coping with stress. Remember the 3 goods: good sleep, good food, good exercise. And there's a really great resource with the Boys and Girls Club. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I would urge you to go to the bgcjanesville.org, look at their resources for our children, because this is a season. And as we go through this season, I urge you all to be able to look back and go, you know what? I stood tall. I made a difference. I did one positive thing a day. I was a good leader for my community, for my family, for my neighborhood. And so, because this will pass, and there's a lot of really good things what's going on, because we often have asked, how much time, I wish I had more time at home with my family. You have that now. Take advantage of that. Seeing a lot more masks. People are wearing their cloth masks or face covering in our community. That is so smart, and I'm so grateful. And I thank you all for doing that, because if we all wear this mask, we will naturally decrease the droplets that just simply by speaking, or maybe a sneeze or a cough, clearing our throat, can put into the air around us. And if we are contagious or others are contagious, this mask will block that. So if everybody wears their mask, we're making our community safe. We're loving our community. So just a big thank you for that. Today, send a card to somebody, send a text, call or say hi. And also remember, we're still subject to natural disasters, tornadoes, earthquakes. So plan for that too. And so this weekend, maybe with your family, go to ready.gov and build your family disaster kit if you do not have that already. We're out of our routine. It's going to be an awesome weekend, but just remember, give each other grace. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chief. Next is City Manager Mark Freitag.
Good morning, City of Janesville EOC members, City of Janesville employees and staff, and certainly to the community that's listening or watching this briefing this morning. First of all, I want to say thanks to Rebecca and for coming in and speaking with the community, certainly today, and then for all that you're doing for our youth here in the Janesville area. And so thank you very much for all that Boys and Girls Club is doing. Folks, we are wrapping up week number 7. I mean, think about it. We've been doing this strong for 7 weeks. And as Chief said, people are tired of being at home. People are tired of being out of their norm. And so I would just encourage you, it's going to be a beautiful weekend this weekend. Get outside, get some exercise, breathe some fresh air, take advantage of our 65 parks. 30 plus miles of trails running throughout the community. Go down to the river and skip a rock, or just sit along the banks and enjoy and watch the river move by. But we've got a beautiful community with lots of opportunities to enjoy nature, and this weekend is going to be a perfect weekend for that. So please get out and enjoy the weekend. As Chief said, please wear your masks. If you love this community, wear your mask when you're in public. We all know that, if I have my mask on, I'm not protecting myself, I'm protecting everybody that I have contact with. And so please wear that mask when you're out in public. Lastly, I just want to remind the community, the farmers market is going on tomorrow. So we're starting that season. It's open from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's down on North Main Street like it normally is. Entrance is on Wall Street. So if you're going to go in, you're going to have to enter through Wall Street. Remember, you got to wear a mask to go. This is not a social gathering. It's not something you're just going to stroll and hang out. This is about going and getting food at a reasonable cost that's provided by local growers. And so you're supporting local businesses when you come participate at the farmers market. Get in, get out, and enjoy what the produce that you were able to purchase. But it is not a social gathering. As always, I would remind you, we are going to get through this. As Chief just talked about, it's certainly a season. I've used the phrase that, we're running a marathon and we're in the early stages of that marathon. And so, find out what works for you and your family, and enjoy the weekend. We're going to get through this because we're Janesville strong. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Mark. This has been the May 1st City of Janesville COVID-19 Community Briefing. The community briefing is provided Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:30 a.m. Thank you for watching.